Hello everyone, welcome back to York Radio, and this is your favorite host Nathaniel Echipwe, and you're tuning into my show Youngest in Charge. I hope everybody's having a good day and everybody's having a blessed Friday. But today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about a movie, and the movie is called Get Out. You can watch it on Netflix or Amazon Prime if you're wondering where to watch it. But just stay to the end to see the significance of the movie. So anyways, the movie starts by a black male named Chris and his white girlfriend Rose driving in they're like driving past the forest, and they hit over a reindeer. They get stopped by the police. Obviously it was a white police officer, so he was being, and Chris was driving, which is the black male. So Chris and Rose, they're a couple. Chris is the man. He gets pulled over by police, and obviously the policeman didn't see his girlfriend inside the passenger seat, so he was now trying to be racist to Chris, not knowing there was a white person in the car as well. And when his girlfriend now saw it, his girlfriend stood up to the white policeman, which she knew was being racist to her black boyfriend Chris, and said, you can't be doing this, blah blah blah, and even if he doesn't know his rights, I know our rights, I know my rights, I know his rights. And she basically shut the police officer up, and he went. Even if she didn't shut him up, he couldn't have done too much, because her parents were like known in the industry. She was like parents of high, like she was like the daughter of like high people, so her parents would have sorted out the matter anyways. They were on the way to go and meet the girlfriend's parents, so Chris was going to go meet the parents. And deep in mind, Chris has a best friend named Rod, another black boy that told Chris to be careful when he's going to his girlfriend's house. But obviously Chris didn't listen, so now Chris comes to his girlfriend's house, Rose, and the first people he's welcomed by in the house is the maid. Keep in mind the maid was black, and the gardener, keep in mind the gardener was black as well. So he now goes into the house and he's welcomed by his girlfriend's mom and his girlfriend's dad, and he's welcomed by the cleaner as well, which is a black male. So if you guys can see the pattern that's going on, I'm not trying to say anything here, but black gardener, black cleaner, and black what was it again? Maid. Okay, a girl, a man, and a man. So he was now greeted by all of them when he came inside the house, and also was greeted by his girlfriend's brother. So they now have dinner. The mom, the boyfriend, his girlfriend, the girlfriend's brother, and the dad. And they were just talking about what they do. And Chris could see that the brother was a bit weird, like he was trying to wrestle with Chris at the dinner table. So the mom and dad's like, he has a problem. So the mom and dad sent him upstairs. And obviously, imagine if I have a girlfriend and I'm going to visit my girlfriend, and the first thing that happens on the first night is my girlfriend's brother trying to wrestle me. Like I wouldn't feel welcome to the house. So obviously they all apologized to Chris, and they all told him, oh, sorry about that, he just acts up sometimes. So the brother now went to bed. And keep in mind, Chris is like, all of them are older. The brother was like 22, Chris is around 24, 25, the girlfriend is around 24, 25, but the parents are older, like maybe 50, 60s. So the brother now went to bed, and the girlfriend said, I don't know what was wrong with my brother, he doesn't usually do this, blah blah blah. The boyfriend just said, look, it's okay. So now, as a normal couple, they fell asleep together, and then Chris now went downstairs in the middle of the night. And keep in mind, the mom works as a hypnosis, so she's able to hypnotize people. So Chris now fell asleep in the middle of the night, and he came downstairs to get water because he was thirsty. And he saw the mom in the living room. The mom said, "Sit down and have a seat with me." And so what the mom uses to hypnotize people is a cup of tea and a spoon. So obviously Chris didn't know that until something happened. So Chris was sitting down talking to the mom, just thinking she was stirring her tea normally, not knowing she was hypnotizing Chris. Now, while they were talking, Chris now fell into a trance. And if you're wondering what a trance is, it's when you can see what's happening, but like your body is not inside you. It's like sleep paralysis. Like how do I explain it? Like you can feel that you're asleep, like you can see what's going on, but you can't move your body. So that was what the mom done to Chris. She hypnotized him, and by the time he now woke up 10 minutes after, he was crying, and he realized what happened, and he thought he was very weird, but he didn't seem to tell his girlfriend about it. So he was now going upstairs. Before he went upstairs, he went outside to the back to close the door, and he saw the gardener, which was the black man I told you guys about. And the gardener was running straight towards Chris as if he was about to run him down. And just right before he got to him, he just turned to the other side. And Chris thought that was so weird. Like, imagine going to your girlfriend's house on the first night and that type of behavior is happening. So anyways, keep in mind his friend Rod that told him to be careful at the beginning is a police officer. So I'm just going to tell you guys that. So anyways, now the next morning, the mom and dad are having a party. And the next day, the mom and dad are having a party. And obviously, they're rich people, they're high people. So who's going to come to the party? Rich, high individuals. That's how it works. So a lot of them came. So Chris has a camera. He likes to take photos. And the gardener that Chris saw, Chris has seen him before, but in a different attire. Because deep in mind, these people that are working for this family they're black people, but as if they're whitewashed to be white people. So Chris now called his friend the day before the party and said, can you help me search up so and so that used to go to our secondary school, because I think he's here, but I'm not sure. Because he used to go to a secondary school with a gangster, like one boy that's a gangster. But Chris is seeing the boy inside his girlfriend's house as a gardener, as a nice, calm, composed white man. He's not white, obviously, but he's whitewashed. So Rod, his friend, now said, try get a picture of him if you can. So obviously the next day, while they were at the party, the gardener was there, and Chris now took a picture. But I'm going to tell you guys something now. Chris now took a picture, and when he took the picture, it's like the gardener changed back into his original self, and he started screaming to Chris, "Get out!" That's all he said. He said it 3 times: "Get out! Get out! Get out!" He was shouting, and everybody in the party was looking. So his wife now had to come and hold him back. Deep in mind, this man was only 25, and his wife he was with is 55. So does it not look like something as if she's using him as a sex slave or something? That's what Chris thought in his head. Well, that's what Chris's friend taught Rod, and he told it to Chris, and Chris was like, "Don't be stupid. Obviously, my girlfriend's family can't be doing that." Blah, blah, blah. He didn't want to believe it, because who would want to believe it? So they said, okay. So now later on in the party, he was apologizing for all of them. When he was normal, he came back, he apologized to Chris. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to flip and scream at you like that." So now, Chris now discovered anytime he turns on a flash, it brings these people back to their original selves. So now, deep in mind, when he left, the rest of the people were still in the party, and Chris was away with his girlfriend because he went on a walk. Yeah, he went on his walk to calm his head down. He wanted to leave. His girlfriend was saying, "Please just stay for a few more nights." Not knowing, all the family, the mom and dad, and all these high value people were inside his girlfriend's garden, doing an offer. Like, they were bingoing. If you guys know what bingo is, it's not even bidding. Sorry, not bingo, bidding. When obviously there's something up for sale and you're budgeting and you're offering who's paying the highest for what. And obviously, when I was watching the movie, I was trying to see what these people are bidding. They weren't showing me the picture. They now turned the camera around, and it was a picture of Chris, the black man. And I told you, his friend told him something like this would happen, but he didn't want to listen. But obviously, Chris doesn't know yet. So now, Chris Chris said, "We have to leave. Let's go back to my house." The girlfriend said, "Yeah, tonight." So Chris was now inside getting ready to leave. They were getting ready to leave. Chris was lurking around, and he now went and he opened a box, and he took out a box of pictures, and each man he saw at the house, the black gardener, the black male, the black everything, it's more than 5 men he saw working for his girlfriend's family. He saw different pictures of his girlfriend with those with those men. So Chris now clocked in his head, my girlfriend she's been dating black men, she's been bringing them to my house, she's been letting her mom hypnotize them and turn them into slaves or sex slaves. Chris clocked that in his head, and then he just wanted to leave straight away. So he called his girlfriend, Rose, where are the keys? We have to go. So he now went downstairs. They were walking downstairs. The dad and the mom stopped them at the door and said, why are you in such a hurry? And the brother was at the side holding a knife or a baseball. I can't remember if it was a knife or a baseball bat. He was shouting, Rose, where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key? Let's go. And then she now said, my love, you know I can't give you the key. Which means that Rose was a part of this the whole time. He was shouting, she was saying, I'm looking for the key, I'm looking for the key. He now asked one more time, she said, you know I can't give you the key. The boyfriend now hit him at the back of the head with the baseball bat. He woke up, he tried to fight, but obviously there was 4 of them, only one of him. He couldn't do too much. And keep in mind, while all of this has been happening, they've taken his phone and they've hidden it. And his friend, that's a police officer, has been calling him since, thinking that, like, no, my friend wouldn't just leave town, go to his girlfriend's house and not text me back, not call me back. So he knew something was wrong. Meanwhile, they've already beaten Chris and they've tied him up to a chair. And what they do, they take a white person that's old and they're about to die, because the mom and dad are like doctors at the same time, so they know what they're doing. They take a white person that's old, that's about to die, and they take the black boys that the daughter is luring in, and they like switch their brains. So they put the white person's body inside the black person's body so they can be young again and be strong again, because who wants to die of old age? So that's what these people were doing. And Chris now found out. So when they tied him up to a chair, they played something on the TV that was supposed to hypnotize him. When you hear it, it hypnotizes you. But they didn't know that Chris took out cotton buds from his ear. He was able to slip on one hand and he put them in his ear, so he didn't have to hear it. So they now thought when he was in the room, he pretended to be asleep, so he was pretending to be hypnotized, which he wasn't, because he put the cotton buds in his ear. So they came to pick up his body and bring them to the doctor's room so they can do what they were doing. Chris was now awake and he now stabbed it was the son they sent. He now stabbed the son. But the dad was waiting in the doctor's room for the son to bring back Chris's body. He was now gone for 5 minutes, so he now went to go and check as well, and Chris killed the dad. So now the mom stabbed Chris, but Chris was strong enough to fight back, and he now managed to kill the mom. So he now got in the car, he was driving away, and the stupid maid, she jumped in front of the car. And this stupid man, Chris, instead of him to keep driving, guess what he done? He stopped and he went to go and pick up the woman. He went to go and pick up the woman, and his girlfriend was still alive in the house. She now heard the crash. So she now ran outside and she saw Chris picking up the woman, and she had a gun. While Chris was driving away, she was shooting. Keep in mind, Chris's friend Rod is back home. He's a police, so he's doing all his investigation. So while Chris is now driving away, the girlfriend is now chasing him. And keep in mind, the maid is in the car, but he crashed into her, so she was passed out. So now while Chris is driving, the maid woke up. But you see, as I told you, they do the thing where they switch the old white people's bodies with black young people's bodies. So that maid, she was a black woman, but she has the head of his girlfriend, his grandma. So it was basically his girlfriend's grandma in the body. That's why she was chasing after Chris, because that's basically her grandma. So now the maid, which is the grandma, now woke up while Chris was driving and now pushed Chris. So they now crashed. One big crash, the car tumbled over. The grandma now died. Chris got out of the car. The girlfriend was there. The girlfriend shot Chris once, and then she came closer to shoot him again. Chris now managed to slip her leg, grab the gun. They were fighting. He shot her, but he was half dead on the floor himself. Not half dead, but he was injured. He now saw a police light inside the distance. And obviously, you know how police side these days, they'll be taking the white people's side over the black people's side. So the girl now started to do her own, oh my God, help me. This black man is assaulting me. She was saying, help me. But the girl didn't know it was Chris's best friend. So now, Chris's best friend now comes and he just opened the car and he said, man, what the hell? He was so confused. Chris just said, I don't even want to talk about it, just let's go. Then the guy said, I told you this was going to happen. But anyways, that's the end of the movie. It's a very interesting movie. You guys should go and watch it. It's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. It's called Get Out. So the moral of the story is you don't just trust anyone. Like, you have to do your background checks on somebody before you can actually call them your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Like, that's not just a word you can throw out. Because imagine if Chris now didn't know this was gonna happen. That's how he would have just wasted his life. He would have left his country, his town, without saying bye to his mom, bye to his dad, and they would have just killed him. But only God knows how. God is the only one that helped him in a situation like that, because if it wasn't for God, I don't know how he would have survived that. But anyway, significance of the story is don't trust everybody. Do background checks on your people. It doesn't matter how reliable you think somebody is. You always have to background check. But anyways, that's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning into my show, Youngest in Charge. This is your host, Nathaniel Echikwe. I hope everybody has a good day, a good Friday, and stay blessed. Please follow us on all our socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube at URock TV. Follow us on Facebook at URock Media 1 and Instagram as well on URock Media 1. I'll be back next week, Friday, with another banging show. Everybody have a blessed day.